Hi, so what I've got a stretched canvas that's been pre-stretched, and then what I've done is I've painted black gesso everywhere over the whole of the canvas and let that dry. Gesso is an acrylic based medium. Let that dry completely, and so that we can go back over it with oil paints, actually just put some linseed oil, a very small thin amount of purified linseed oil is what I use. I'm just applying that liberally. You don't want a lot. Any excess you can wipe off with a paper towel. So basically I'm just going to mix up a colour of ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, so that's ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, small amount of alizarin crimson to that, and a small amount of black, just a small amount of black in there. So I'm going to mix them colours together. It's very much to the blue side. Like I said, I'm going to do a moonlit sky, you know, when the sky's just got that tinge of blue to it. Something about like that, I'm thinking. Now, like I said, there's the linseed oil all over the canvas, everywhere on there. So what I want to do is just put a thin, even coat of this colour that I've mixed, and just get a bit of titanium white so that you guys can see that colour. See, it's very blue still, even with the crimson to it, which I do want to put a tad more. Even with the crimson, it's still going to stay relatively blue. So remember that. For a moonlit sky, keep it to the blue side. It's easy to just go over the top with the crimson. Let's try a bit of that into the white. Yeah, that's good. That's what we're after. Perfect. Now, just put the knife down and grab a 1-inch brush. With that, I'm just going to stain the bristles. I don't need too much, just a bit of paint on there. And I just want to come over in the canvas and just liberally apply it. A thin, even coat all over the sky area first. Just tap into that, and then you can apply it on the canvas nice and even. Good time to practice doing crisscross strokes for your blending. Long ones, short, tight ones. There. Just put a bit of that in there. A bit of that colour. A bit everywhere, and then on the edges, just on these edges, I'm going to put a tiny little bit of black and Van Dyke brown. Good dark colour. You don't need tons of colour on here. You can see there, I've been quite liberal. This is just I know it looks dark to you at the moment, but that's the key to this. You don't need too much colour. You just need enough so that it'll mix with the colour that we're going to put over the top, so then it'll stand out. At the moment it probably won't even stand out to you guys at all. I've got to get a good amount of that on there, so scrub it in really well. A little bit everywhere, pretty much over the whole canvas. I'll get some of that and put some of that in there. Blend it down. Then the linseed oil is there to help this colour slip and slide. It'll slip and slide over the canvas area, canvas surface, and it helps you with your wet on wet. Helps to blend, helps with all kinds of different things. So then I'm just going to use some midnight black and some Van Dyke brown together. Black and brown with that same colour. Black, brown, and a bit of that same lavender, same bluey lavender. Just tap into that, and then on the edges, just up in here, I want us to put some of that just in the corners. Top left corner, get quite a bit of the colour so there's enough to go around. A little bit up in this top corner as well. The light source is going to be around this area, so I'm being careful not to go into that. And then obviously the same has to apply down here. Put some of the dark brown and black. Mix that in just on the edges, like I say. There. Still, I know you can't see nothing, but it'll all come to fruition very, very soon. Now I've got that colour on there. I'm just going to get myself a 1-inch brush. I'm just going to pull straight through some titanium white. Straight through titanium white. There. Get a decent, half decent amount on there. Both sides. And then just up in here, I want the sunny area to be around this sort of place, just about there. I'm just going to start off by just applying some of that colour and then blending away from it. And as you blend away from that, the colour will get darker and darker all the time. So I just want to blend away. That's it. Sometimes use little circles for your blending. That's a nice way of doing it. Little tiny circles. Away from that light source. It'll get darker and darker, like I say. Constantly going to keep getting darker. It's going to keep mixing with that base colour. Now you can see the colour that we've got for this. Lovely lavender sky. Lovely bluey lavender. Yeah. Now we can actually drag some of that colour. Bring a few bits around. Just over here. Drag a few bits of colour in the sky. Maybe a few clouds going on and stuff in there, so feel free to just go for that. Allow it to mix though with that base coat, very important. You're going to come back into this area again for it to get a bit of colour elsewhere in the sky. Now, again, over in here, we've still got a little white on the sides of the brush. Can you see that? Just on the edges. So what I'll do is I'll just gently, when I need it, I can just use the side of the brush now and again. For instance, I want it to graduate first, so I'm just going to put a little bit of colour and let it go from light to dark, basically. Let it go from light to dark. I want it to be quite a dark sky on this, you know. It's definitely one of them skies. Maybe just a bit of colour just coming down into there. Just tap a bit of that and then we can pull it and manipulate it. Just a bit of some cloudy stuff going on back. This is in the background of the sky. I don't want it to be really, really distinct, not with these. And it's going to get dark on the edges. Bring a bit of that in. Now, again, I want that to come up into that dark area. So you'll notice it getting darker on the edges. That's it. Brilliant. Now, again, I just want to use a clean brush. Clean 1-inch brush. Right, it's a 1 1/4 inch brush actually. And I just want to blend into all that area and make it nice and soft. Same with them colours up there. Nice and soft. Let them flow. Actually move the colours around on the canvas. Allow it to mix with that blue, like I say. That will give you some nice definition. Again, you can blend just wherever you want to soften it and blend it. You go in there, it's your world. You feel free to just create clouds wherever you want, and see, you put a bit of white there. I want a few coming, maybe it's coming a bit further past. It's going to come up at an angle. I'm just applying, using the side of the brush, and then I can come back in and use this gently and just pull that cloud colour. Let it blend into that. Again, I want to keep it predominantly dark on the edges. Now, always good, keep stepping back and having a nice look from a distance. Right, just want to put a few more little bits just in there. See how I put them in at first, and then when I go back to my blender brush, I'll mix with the darkness on there, and then it'll automatically get darker for us. That's it. There we go. So we've got a bit of something going on. Now, I'm going to use a filbert brush, and I'm going to pull through that colour and get a smidgen, just a smidgen of that colour with it, just with the filbert. So it's got the bluey colour mixed with white, and then just up where the light is in there, I just want to indicate a couple of clouds there, just coming through there. I'm just touching gently. Don't want it everywhere, I just want to highlight here and there. Like there's a bit of light just dancing around on top of the cloud, especially where the light source is. Especially where the light source is. Just in there. And you can even go through and come back and blend this if we choose. I don't like to disturb it too much. Now, something I want to do, I'm going to use straight titanium white on the end of my finger, and then just in there, I'm just going to touch a bit of that white, just in there, a tiny bit more, it's a bit brighter. I don't want it to be too distinct. I'm just going to blend it around the edges. There, that's what we're after. Now, because this is wet, you just get a clean brush and just go right over that. I don't want to really see that it's there, so you actually go in with a little corner of the brush and just make tiny circles, just so that it blends out. Don't want it to be very, don't want it to stand out a lot. I want it to be subtle. Just some light coming from that centre. Just in there. Perfect. Back to my little filbert brush with the white on it. And then a lot of things I want to put just down in here. All these brighter highlights just on the tops of that cloud. Maybe there's one more thing just going on in there as well. And then as it gets away from the cloud, obviously, it's going to slowly disappear. Same up in here. The underside of the cloud is going to get highlighted here. The underside. The good thing is to come out here, actually touch it and pick up some of the darker colour as you go away. Pick up a bit of that darker colour, and then you can actually come back into there and apply a bit of that darker colour in. Come back to your white again and just put a little brighter highlight just on the bottom of it. There. See that? Very subtle effects. Just some little clouds getting highlighted just in there. Just going to keep mixing continually with the colour that's underneath. It's brilliant. It's really nice effects. And any mistakes that you make, you can just erase with your brush. There's no real mistakes with this technique. Just gently blending over them. Again, I'm just using the off-white